Hello. Before I start this, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. This channel would not be able to grow the way that it has if it wasn't for the support, feedback, and community that you guys have made with this channel. And I'm so very, very, very grateful to have all of you as my friends through this fun trip on this planet through the universe. Now, 5,000 subscribers. We reached it. Insane. I have about 20 questions here from a community post that I put on YouTube. And I don't think it's in any particular order. I haven't really read through these questions yet. I kind of want to save it for the video, so without further ado, let's start. First question. How did you discover ASMR? It's actually a very good question. It's kind of perfect with the first question. When I was about 6 years old, in primary school, my teacher for a whole year, every day after lunchtime, to get all the students to wind down, she would get us to lay on the floor, put on, from memory, meditation music, but it might have just been slow, soft, random music on a CD player. And she would walk around the room, kind of humming and whispering while blowing bubbles, and she'd do that for about 15 minutes. And I remember every time it would happen, like, it would be my favourite part of the day. Laying down there and just like feeling the beam of calm energy, and it was very nice. Later, when I was about 12 or 13, maybe even younger, maybe like 11, this would have been in 2012 or 2011, around there. I found guided meditation by accident on YouTube, and I found it really relaxing. It was giving me tingles, which I didn't know was ASMR. And I was showing all my friends at the time, being like, how relaxing is this? And they were all like, I don't get it. And so I didn't really understand why people didn't feel the same things I was feeling. And then later I found a channel, Massage ASMR, and finally learned that what I was feeling was ASMR. And I listened to Massage ASMR, Dimitri's videos, for a while before finding anyone else, and I think after that it was gentle whispering ASMR, and then Heather Feather, PJ Dreams was another one from early on. Lots of them. Good first question. Second, we've got a few parts to this one. So, what's your zodiac sign, and do you relate to any traits commonly associated with it? With the whole zodiac thing and spirituality, I do think that there is definitely something to it, but personally I don't really read into it too much. To answer your question, I am a Scorpio. I'm on the cusp of Scorpio and Sagittarius. I do relate with many traits, however a lot of them are negative. So, I've listened to some of your tracks and I'm curious about your approach to recording these songs. What's your creative process like? Well, that is a big question in and of itself. Recording my own tracks has changed over time. I originally recorded through Apple earbuds, just recording acoustic guitar and vocals, and then getting like electronic drums and bass and stuff all on my computer. I did that for about a year, and then finally got a real microphone and an interface, and just recorded vocals and guitar for a long time. But now in this room I record everything. I've got many microphones. I record drums, guitars of all sorts, and amps, vocals, bass, percussion, live piano, record piano, whatever's needed, really. And it is a tiresome process, but I love it very much. So, what are your hobbies or passions outside of ASMR and music? My life for the last year has just been ASMR and music. Hanging out with friends, talking to people, being out in nature, that sort of thing. But to be honest with you, almost every second of the day I think about music and or ASMR creation and creativity. I've noticed you use crystals in some of your videos. What's your relationship with spirituality? Could you consider yourself a spiritual person? Yes, sir. I consider myself a spiritual person. I have a belief that there is a God, but I think that all of us are that God. We're just reincarnated into different fragments in existence. I think that when you die, you go back to being one with God and everything outside of this plane, and then you come back here to this plane. That's my belief. So, next one. How does it feel to be a rock star? I'm not a rock star, but thank you. I would love to know how it feels to be a rock star and tour the world and make music every day. I do one of those things, making music every day, but yeah, hopefully one day I'll be able to tour and be a rock star. Next we have, hey, so proud of you. Thank you, Maya. I've been watching channel for a while. Yes, I know. Watching your channel grow is one of the coolest experiences ever. That's very sweet. I think we all know music is a dream, but for you, what would your lifelong goals be? Lifelong goals. Actually, I missed this part out before. I'm a big gardener. Gardening and being able to grow my own food and eat natural food is a big thing for me. So one day having a self-sufficient property where I can have my own seasonal foods, like fruits and vegetables, would be amazing. Having just a nice, beautiful garden with lots of grass. And I want to build my own home one day. I want to have it in the side of a hill. I want to dig out a really big hole, lay down very flat concrete, so it's like a one concrete slab floor. I want like a sunken in things. But yeah, I want like a house that's like half in a hill, coming out with glass and decks going outside, and then big beautiful garden out there. That's my main dream, I think, to have a beautiful home and be able to be self-sufficient with it. Alright, next up. Who's your greatest musical inspiration? That's a good question. I think as a group, Coldplay were, because I listened to them so much as a younger child, all of their early works, and I still do to this day listen to their music. Excuse me. Queen was another one, with Freddie Mercury being a main inspiration as a performer, live performer. I used to watch the Queen live at Wembley 1987 video on DVD as a child. Yeah, most days. It got me through being left at home with the grandparents all the time. But yes, as an older person, Sticky Fingers was my biggest inspiration in music from the age of about 14 or 15. And they still kind of are. Although they have some unfortunate reputation for some issues regarding the lead singer, but I love their music, and as a band and performers, they have absolutely inspired me for a long time. Alrighty, now, do you have any favourite ASMR artists? Would you ever want to collab? Yes, I've listed a few, so Massage ASMR, PJ Dreams, that's always been one. Who else is there? Yeah, a few I've mentioned before, like Gentle Whispering. There's some newer ones that I have been watching, actually. A couple of Australian ones. Hopefully I don't get a buzz here when I turn on my Wi-Fi to be able to have a look. King Bozo ASMR has been a new one for me. Easy ASMR. Nick's ASMR, if you haven't seen, he is fantastic. SPR ASMR, I'm sure everyone knows. Very, very good stuff. Yeah, but Massage ASMR has been my top for a long time. My biggest go-to, and the one that always grounds me the most. When I have a collab with any of them, absolutely. Any of them would be a dream to collab with. Alrighty. What inspired you to do ASMR? What's something you hate doing but push yourself to do anyway? I think that's two different questions. So, what inspired me to make ASMR is actually that I always wanted to make, well, I always had a feeling I could make ASMR. I didn't necessarily have a drive to, or like a dream to want to do it. But then one day I realized that I wanted to listen to someone doing ASMR outside, like on a deck, really doing really nice wooden sounds and just soft speaking with the breeze and sounds behind them. And I found it really hard to find that online anywhere. So I thought maybe I would be able to give it a go. It took a while to figure out how to get the equipment outside, and even to this day, it's hard with the weather because it's often raining and cold and windy. And I don't really have a place outside here that I can set up nicely. But that's probably what inspired me to create it. But what confirmed me to create it was that at the time, Massage ASMR was no longer making videos, and the only style that I ever wanted to make was one very, very similar to his. So I started making videos, and then after a few months or so, he came back, and I was like, oh no, I'm screwed. Everyone's gonna know that I copy him. But no, we are all inspired by each other, and I was inspired by him for a long time, so I'm not ashamed of having a similar style. There's not many out there with a sort of style anyways, so might as well try to rock it. Alright. Then, yeah, what's something you hate doing, but you push yourself to do anyway? Working. God, we all hate working, don't we? Unless you have a job you love. Bless you if you do. I'm trying to be able to get that with a music studio and potentially ASMR on YouTube, we'll see. Lots of things I don't like to do, I won't do, which is bad. But I found ways to enjoy mundane activities like cleaning. I enjoy now, organising and washing, and I now finally like cooking, which has been a big step for me. Right, next one is Android or Apple, hot or cold coffee, question mark. Android or Apple? I have Apple. I'm trying to downgrade my phone to have one of the ones with a home button because I'm sick of this newer technology. I like buttons. But I don't think either is better than the other. I do like, I personally do think that Apple's picture and video quality, just in general, is a lot more balanced and nicer to look at. But I think Android has a lot more features on their devices. I've had Android phones in the past. My favourite thing is when you can like shake the phone to activate the flashlight, or give it a tilt like that to make the camera activate. That sort of stuff's awesome. And Apple stopped innovating about 10 years ago, so I'm kind of just done with the whole phone thing. Anyway, hot or cold? I'm assuming that means weather. Hot, but only to a certain extent. Too much hot is too much. I can stand cold for a long period of time more than I can hot for a long period of time. Coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I will drink a coffee if, like, I don't know, if I'm offered one at someone's house or something like that and I want to get a pick-me-up, but coffee affects me. Like, I get real buzzed. I get very talkative and I won't stick to any tasks, so yeah. I used to scull a shot of coffee at the start of work, thinking that it would get me to like get through it, and I would just end up chatting to people and being just a little hyperactive kid. Alright, Next one. Are you a student? Graduated, or what do you do for work currently? Well, I graduated high school. I did music all through high school at it's called Special Interest Music Program. It was like a very intense music course, very intense, and because of that, I was far too mentally exhausted to be able to go into university afterwards. I started university at the start of 2020, having graduated high school in 2019, and I did a jazz program for about 2 weeks, and I did not like it, and I transferred to a music engineering program, which I did for about 3 weeks. And I was not liking it at all. And right at that moment, it was April 2020. COVID broke out to the world in full force, and so university was no longer in person, but instead online, on Zoom. And as soon as they said that was going to happen, my gut just said, nah, let's just commit to making music. And that was when I'd written my first album, and then I started writing my second album right at that point. Got into understanding mixing and recording properly, and the band I was in was playing gigs, but it was very hard through COVID. But I felt confident that I didn't need a certificate at a tertiary education to be able to do what I want to do in my life. I felt that I am capable enough, and the biggest thing that I was taught in high school from the teachers was how to teach yourself things, and teach yourself to teach yourself anything. Teach yourself anything. They taught me how to teach myself anything. So if I really put my mind to it, I can sit down most of the time and figure anything out that I'm wanting to figure out, to a certain extent. I can't do coding. That one I don't think I'm ever going to be able to do. Coding just freaks me out. Alright. Then what do you do for work currently? I work at a bottle-o, but I don't want to be. Dream place to live if you could afford to live anywhere. That's a very good question. I like living in Australia. It's beautiful here. Our birds and wildlife is, yeah. I'm gonna stick with Australia for my answer as dream place to live. What do you think is so special about ASMR? What drew you to it and inspires you to start making your own videos? Well, I have kind of glossed over this one already, but what do I think so special about ASMR? It's kind of like a drug in a way, like how meditation can be a drug, or other things, in the sense that it can affect you if in a physical way, and even in a mental way as well. ASMR seems to be slightly different for everyone. I think there's people who get ASMR in a general relaxation way, and then there's those who get the actual tingles, and I wonder if those tingle sensations are also slightly different for everyone. Of course, placements of where they are, but also like intensity and stuff like that. Like, I wonder if my amount of tingles that I get is like 2 out of 10 compared to some people, you know what I mean? So, yeah. But I also love that you can get ASMR from so many different things, and that everyone can get it from so many different areas of sound. Like, one of the biggest like ASMR things that I think most people get and they don't realize is tingles down their spine when they're listening to music, when something's so beautiful that it makes it ooh, and they get that feeling. That's ASMR. It's the exact same thing. It's just not in a relaxation state, so it just feels a little bit different to the ASMR that you get when listening to ASMR. But still, when you get that tingle down your spine listening to music, that's an autosensory meridian response. That is exactly what that is. And that's incredible that we as humans have the ability to do that. I think it's something to take advantage of. Yeah, and it's like a drug that you can take whenever, that doesn't affect your life negatively. It's a good thing to have. Any gaming hobbies? Minecraft, that's the only one. I never got into gaming. I was always too into music, and I was always drumming when I was a kid. If I was at home bored doing something, I'd be drumming. I did play the Lego Batman and Lego Indiana Jones games when I was little on the old PS3 or something like that, and the Lego Star Wars game. Ooh, that was good. But since being about 10 or 11 years old, I think the only game that I've played myself has been that. Oh, and GTA 5. GTA 5 is a great way to get out some rage. Would be interested to know what it's like where you grew up / live, the culture, and what the area is like, etc. Well, where I live is in what we call the hills, and so we have in Adelaide, it's a flat, quite a flat plain, like imagine like LA, how they got like the big flat plain, and then they get the very steep Hollywood hills. Where I live, it's kind of like that. We're on top of the hill, and it's very covered in big gum trees, very bushy, very scrubby. Lots of large native reserves, so lots of kangaroos and nature all around. And where I live is in a fairly smallish suburby town thing. That's in a link of suburbs, and just about everyone up here knows each other, I reckon. If you've lived here for like 5 years or longer, at least, I think. You run into the shops and you always see someone that you know. We'll go down. When I used to work at the local pub just down the road here, I knew too many people that I wanted to, in a way. Sometimes it's nice to just put your head down and do some things, but that's okay. Chats happen with customers when you are working at a pub. I just subbed a few days ago because I love the calm energy you bring to your videos that a lot of others seem to miss. Well, thank you, that's very sweet. what do you like about filming outdoors? And what part of the world do you want to live in that enables you to do this? I cannot read. It is getting late. Well, what I love about filming outdoor videos is, well, the reason why is because I'm trying to recreate the vision that I have in my mind of what I want to hear. And so I love trying to capture that the best that I can. I love trying to find a place to make a location and film it in. I love planning it out, but a lot of the time it's spontaneous, and as I've said, it hasn't been for a while that I've done an outdoor video, unfortunately. But I really want to do nighttime summer videos on the grass when it's still full moon, stars out, and just having the whole night to relax and enjoy. That's what I want to do. I think I might have stopped up reading it before anyway. So I live in Australia, in South Australia, and it's like cold and raining 9 months of the year, not gonna lie. It's really nice for those other 3 months. So I would like to live up in Queensland, where it's just like the lowest it gets is like 15 degrees, I think. That's like absolute lowest compared to where I live, where the lowest it gets is, like absolute lowest you can get is like -5 degrees where I live. It's too cold. Like sometimes in the daytime it only gets up to 2 or 3 degrees, like when it's really cold and dark, middle of winter. And it can be miserable, so I do want to live somewhere that's just a bit more warm. And that would enable me to be able to make more videos outside. Although it does rain a lot over there, so we'll see what happens in the future. Next question. Do you like to read? Do you have a favourite poet or writers? This will disappoint people, but I actually do not read, and I should. I have read poetry. There is a poet that I really liked, and I've been trying to find his name because I haven't been able to remember, and I've been wanting to make ASMR videos with his poems. So hopefully I'll be able to find that. But no, I do not read. I spent my childhood having a passion for music videos, live videos of people, like live concert videos, and then action, adventure, sci-fi, awesome, crazy visual stuff, and playing toys and stuff. And whenever reading would happen, I'd really struggle to read the words on the page, very badly. To this day, I know it's all practice, but sit down and start reading, you can get halfway through a line, it's like, wait, I don't remember, what? I gotta get back to the start of the line, and it's like, why do I keep not being able to read the line? I don't understand it. So I've just always found it a lot easier to listen to audiobooks, listen to people talking, and then I can do hell things while I'm doing it. I like to listen to like ASMR of people doing short, like rambling about subjects, and or just relaxing videos where people are rambling. I like to have that on my headphones while going around gardening or reorganizing my room or just pacing around the house. It's like my favorite thing. Congrats on 5k. Thank you. Really enjoyed the videos. Thank you very much. You mentioned before that you do music, so I got curious. What kind of genre do you play / enjoy the most? And do you play any instruments? So, my favorite genre of music is well, it depends, but a lot of the time my favorite sort of music is R&B, sort of hip-hoppy, groovy stuff, but like surf rock, indie surf rock is what I call it, and what I'm pretty sure the industry calls it. Music with real instruments of any kind. I'm not really into sort of light poppy stuff. I like stuff with a bit of soul and emotion to it. Yeah, if anyone knows of Sticky Fingers or music like Ocean Alley, stuff like that, that's the music that I like the most. But I also really like J. Cole, and then like Jamiroquai, like funk sort of music. Love back to Stevie Wonder. There's a lot of music that I like. The music that I play is indie surf rock, with R&B sort of drums and rhythm, but then kind of early Coldplay style instrumentation mixed with reggae-ish inspired stuff. And yes, I play instruments. I started playing drums when I was about 2 or 3, and then got on piano when I was 14, 15, guitar when I was 16, and bass around the same time, and I started properly wanting to sing and singing frequently when I was about 16 years old. So, yes, play a few instruments. Alright, we got a couple more here. So, have you conducted ASMR sessions in real life? No, that's because I don't know anyone who likes ASMR, or at least the type that I like. Everyone I know who likes ASMR likes just like tapping sounds, or like nice relaxing sounds, but and I like that, but whispering is my favorite. And if I was to conduct an ASMR session, I'd want it to be a whispering one, because that's like an in-person whispering session. That's the most high quality ASMR thing ever. But I unfortunately don't know a single person in person who likes that. I dream of being able to give someone ASMR sessions. I low-key want to be able to give a girlfriend ASMR sessions one day. Alright, what are some of your favorite ASMR channels? How did you develop your own unique style of ASMR? My unique style was, inspired through a blend of different people, as well as just, I think it's a mix of my own relaxing manner and energy when I'm feeling that way, a mix of that and what I want to have, like what I want to be able to hear when listening to ASMR. So that combined with a lot of inspiration from Dimitri, massage ASMR. biggest inspiration. But yeah, last question now. So it's been a bit of a longer video. It looks like the camera's about to die, and it's almost 2 a.m. I'm getting sleepy. Looks like my eyes are getting all red. This is a very different video to normal. You guys get to see my weird personality pop up. So, final question is, what would your dream job be? It's conflicting. Because it's not conflicting. I have 2 dream jobs. I have 3 dream jobs. Okay, so first dream job is to tour the world doing music and be paid for it, which I would consider a job because you get paid to do it. So, and I'm offering a service. So, touring the world to do music, number 1. Secondly, would probably be actually recording bands in studio and working with musicians, and being my own boss, making my own times, and being the producer and telling the band when to come in, and spending my weeks doing that rather than serving customers in a store, which I'm just over after doing it for 4 years or so. It's too much. And then my third dream job, which I think you can guess, is doing ASMR on YouTube. I think that I could do this for a very long time, not because of the potential of getting paid for it or anything like that, because there is so much that I want to make in ASMR, and I'm so excited to see how ASMR evolves, because it's only been around for about 10 to 15 years. I think it was about 2011 or 2012 the term was coined, and I'm quite sure that Massage ASMR Dimitri was one of the first, if not the first, person to make like ASMR videos on YouTube. He was making them before they were titled ASMR. Yeah, he was making like videos of like the sounds of massaging and stuff, which is why it's called Massage ASMR. And so, in my mind, he is the forefather of the ASMR. And for me, he's like my god of ASMR. But yeah, we've made it. It's coming up to about 50 minutes now, which is pretty nuts. This is a long video, and a very different video. I have been just so busy in the last couple of weeks. I've taken work off for the next 2 weeks so that I can actually bang out some videos for you guys. On top of recording bands and doing all that sort of stuff. I've got 3 gigs this week. Tomorrow night, Friday night, and Sunday. So we'll see how I go getting to another video this week. I don't want to promise anything. But yeah, thank you so much for the questions. You may notice I skipped over the ones asking about my sexuality because I don't really feel that that's something that I need to discuss on here. But yeah, I didn't feel like I needed to go through those questions. Sorry if that makes anyone sad who asked those questions, that their questions weren't answered. But the other question that I was actually going to talk about is people have asked about my hair care routine. And it's just whenever I tell people what it is, they always get frustrated with me, and so I haven't really wanted to say, but I just said on a comment to someone recently And so I'll say now, I don't have a hair care routine. I'm like really bad with it. I used to wash my hair like almost every day, and I would get super oily hair. It was really bad. My hair felt unhealthy, and I cut it down for a long time, and it would always still be oily, and then one day my gut just said, stop, just don't wash it, and I didn't wash it for like 4 months. I kept rinsing it under the shower, like to get dirt out or anything, and like scrubbing my scalp and all that stuff, and but my hair just started to go, like it went from being oily and nasty to like dry and strawy and nice, and like felt good again, and then I washed it, and it was nice, and I left that going, and it was about 3 weeks or 4 weeks in, and one day it just went oily, and I was like, that's when I gotta wash it, and it just happens to work for me. So I wash my hair about once a month, and it actually works, unless I've like straight up gotten stuff in my hair, like honey or something like that. Honey's, I only say that because it always gets out when I'm making like smoothie stuff, and then we get it in a long time. I'm pretty gross. You'll learn this about me. But yeah, apart from that, I finger brush my hair. I don't even brush it with a real brush or anything. I shower for not very long. I just get all the dead bits of hair. I rip my freaking hair with my fingers when I'm brushing it, and get so much around of the nice hair clumps around my fingers. Get that off. Just like that. In the bin, whatever. And then, I just dry my hair with a towel. I just bunch it up into a ball, put a towel on it for a second, just kind of dry it for a sec, and then dry my body, get on with the day. So I don't do any like curling things or products. Yeah, I'm sorry to disappoint anyone who was hoping to learn the secret to having these curls, but I'm telling you, man, I just manifested it. When I was like 15, 16, I was like, I want to look like Thor. And I had pretty straight, wavy-ish hair. And I started growing it out, and it was pretty straight and wavy, and over time it just got curly and curly and curly, and it's still getting curlier. Like the top of my head's still getting curlier, back's all super curly, but I almost chopped my hair off like last week. I've been wanting to change up because I've had it for so long, and I couldn't do it. I wanted to chop it off and like grow it out again and see if it's like extra curly or anything, because like it keeps getting more and more curly, but we'll see if it grows back like darker or blonder or anything like that. But it's always changing color every year. My hair seems to be a little bit different, but alas, I couldn't get rid of the locks, and I'm sure that you guys would have been pretty unhappy with me if I did. But yeah, gosh, I'm rambling and yapping. Very different video. Thank you so much for watching. If you got to this point, that's nuts. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back with more videos soon. Hopefully with some outdoor videos now that we're getting some warmer weather. I'm so tired. I'm about to fall asleep if you can't tell, so I will catch you guys later. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you